Hello everyone. Here we are in the nerve centre, the self-isolation ops room of Rumble Time TV bunker, and we haven't done much proper filming at all for the last few days. However, we have been out for our allowed one exercise a day walk, and whilst I haven't had my camera with me, I've always had my mobile phone with me. Whoa. And so I've actually captured one or two little things that have gone on when we've been out and about on the phone, and I thought I might share them with you in a video. Now we're really, I suppose, very fortunate in that we live in fairly rural Lincolnshire. So there are plenty of places to get out and about without actually seeing another soul. I'd imagine it must be much more challenging if you live in town, or if you're maybe in an apartment, high-rise apartment or something like that. Here, it's only a few minutes walk to actually get away from it and not only manage to avoid people by 2 metres, but to not actually see anyone at all, which is fantastic, really. If you have to be isolated, it's as good as it gets. So, some of the clips that we've got today. One is good old Midge. we went for a walk, took his tennis ball throwing thing with us in the field that you've seen before, and Midge loves to carry the ball around with him. If it's not actually retrieving it, he loves to carry it. And he spotted a rabbit hole, which was fascinating, of course. And so that he could sniff into the hole, he put the ball down, and the ball rolled into the rabbit hole and disappeared. I actually lay down and reached down this hole to the shoulder as far as I could. Not a thing. This hole went down sort of 45 degrees and it just carried on. I even reached down with the ball thrower and it was completely out of reach. And poor old Midge couldn't understand what had happened to him. Bless him. On one of our walks, we bumped into, well, didn't quite bump into, but we saw nearby a muntjac deer, which was surprisingly tolerant of this character being around. It just stood and watched us for quite a while before running off, and then stopping again, watching for a while. And I tried to zoom in with my phone, but as you can imagine, holding the thing stable is difficult enough, but then of course when you've zoomed right out to a fair old distance, it's a pretty grainy image anyway. But I've included that clip. I've been wondering throughout this past winter how a colony of bees might have got along. On one of our walks, I spotted bees going in and out of a hollow tree, and I passed that tree so many times before and never seen them previously. So it was obviously a new swarm towards the end of the summer. And I've always been interested in honeybees because my dad used to keep honeybees. He had about a dozen hives of them at one time. And it was always nice to see them working. And if there weren't any bees actually out and about, we'd sometimes put our ear against the side of the hive and just tap on it. And you'd hear the bees go, just as they sort of reacted to the disturbance. Well, during this winter, I tried that a few times with this particular beech tree, but never heard a thing, which I suppose is not surprising, because a beech tree is going to be considerably thicker and heavier than a beehive, so you're not likely to hear anything. So I've been a little bit concerned for them, and I actually wished that maybe I'd gone out and smeared some honey or some sugar solution on that tree, just to help them get through the winter. Um, and we went past that tree today, so I've included a little burst of footage of that incident as well. This is one of my favourite local walks, and just along here there's a great big tree which is right in front of us there. And towards the end of last summer, a swarm of bees moved into a hollow in the tree, and I was keeping an eye on them, but obviously through the winter not a sign, and I thought maybe we've lost them. So this is the first really sunny day, warmish day that I've been down here, so I'm just hoping that they've survived, and if there's a bee or two about, it would be lovely to think that they've managed to survive the winter. And wow, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this on my phone camera, but there's loads of bee activity here. Bless them, they're thriving by the look of it. A wild colony of bees. It's delightful to see, but I'm not going to hang around too long because they might not like me being here and decide that the old bloke needs a sting on the nose. Great to see though. So overall then, we're coping fine with the isolation. I knew we would. Actually, the only risks we get are going out shopping, and you still see an awful lot of people not being sensible and forming little groups, blocking the aisles in the supermarket, chatting to each other, face to face, very close. I mean, how much of a message does the government need to give to drive some sense into these people? It really bothers me, because I've two daughters and they're both frontline NHS nurses, and they don't enjoy the luxury of being able to stay 2 metres away from other people because they're hands-on nursing. And typical of them, they're both very stoic. They're both more worried about patients and the spread of the disease than they are about themselves. Obviously, it worries me that they're, like everyone else in the NHS just now, they're short of protective equipment. There's a shortage of hand gel. They're face to face with these people. So whilst they're both young and fit and healthy, it's still a worry. At least we can disappear into the woods or shut ourselves away here in the bunker and not have to worry about other people. But as you'd expect, I'm extremely proud of them. And even though there haven't been many people to hear it, I've been outside and applauding along with the rest of the nation. I think it's fantastic the way they just knuckle down and carry on with nursing. It's a scary situation, isn't it? Anyway, hope everyone's keeping well, obeying the rules, be good, and no doubt we'll have a good laugh about all this when we get out the other end. Okay, all the best then, and goodbye from me, and goodbye from my little mate here. That's the one people want to see after all. Cheerio. Lovely to hear woodpeckers drumming away on the trees. What a gorgeous day it is.